Hi everyone and welcome to Lord Ryujin Presents. Now just a real quick warning that this video may contain spoilers, so watch at your own risk. So, for anybody who's been watching my videos all month long, you're already aware of the topic. It's Super Smash Bros. Month, and we have been talking about Wii U characters, and just last week we did 3DS characters, so I wanted to go ahead and do the same thing that I did with the Wii U version of the characters and talk about talk about Smash moves that I wanted to see for the 3DS characters. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Now, the first two characters that I mentioned in my video last week was Pit and Medusa from Kid Icarus and Kid Icarus Uprising respectively. I chose those two simply because, Pit was already in Brawl, and because of that, you can just keep his moves the same. I think he had a pretty nice set of moves, and he also had a pretty good Smash move also, which can bring in the Lady Palutena angle. But I also brought in Medusa just to give Pit somebody to fight in the game and not just be the sole character from Kid Icarus. And then for Medusa, I guess she can become big. Because she's giant in the game, and in the 3DS version, she probably would have to be normal size, I guess. So she can either become gigantic and hit harder, or could do something similar to what Pit is, and maybe summon a legion of Underworld Army to attack other characters. There's all kinds of possibilities with that. Last week I also mentioned the Pokemon trainer and Zekrom from the Pokemon series, and I really wanted to go after Black and White because outside of Black and White 2, it is the most recent iteration of Pokemon. I mean, Black and White is this generation, so it just seems relevant to use. And so because they'd have to update the Pokemon trainer to, be somebody from Black and White, I guess they could still use the same three Pokemon of Squirtle, Charizard, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who the other one was at this point. Or they could give them new Pokemon, either way, and probably just do something similar. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the Pokemon trainer's moves from Brawl. I just really think that it shouldn't be Ash. It should be somebody from Black and White just to be relevant. But that's me, personally. And then as far as Zekrom goes, post your comments on what you would like to see Zekrom do. I have not played Black and White. I haven't really played Pokemon in years, so I have no idea what moves Zekrom does. So make sure that you post below your comments, make a video response, or anything with what you would like to see Zekrom do. But maybe he could do something interesting. Maybe whatever his strongest attack is from Pokemon. Here's where things get a little bit more interesting, at least for me, because we have Luigi and then we have Daisy. And I already mentioned in my last video why I want to see Daisy. I mean, she hasn't really been represented since Super Mario Land, and Super Mario Land has made a comeback on the 3DS Virtual Console. So I think that Daisy really needs to come into her own, just like Luigi sort of come into his own. He's got his own game now, Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, that's about to come out. Which is the reason why I included them on the 3DS version to begin with. But for Luigi, I think simply because he has Luigi's Mansion, his Smash move needs to be related back to that. And so I think that he should either pull out his Poltergust and start sucking in characters similar to what Kirby does in Brawl, to either beat the bag or something, or maybe pull out his Poltergust and throws into reverse to release ghosts who attack characters on his behalf. There's all kinds of possibilities when it comes to this. But I think that those would look best. And then for Daisy, I think simply because she came from Super Mario Land, it would be great to see some representation from Super Mario Land. So either enemies that come out to defend her, or I remember one of my favorite parts of Super Mario Land was at the end when you got in the spaceship to take on the last boss. I think it'd be cool if she got into that spaceship and started blasting people. But there's all kinds of things that, again, you can do with Daisy because she has been in all kinds of sports games. You can bring in a Mario Kart reference. You can bring in a Mario Tennis reference. Power Strikers, whatever the soccer game is called, all kinds of stuff that you could use with Daisy because she is everywhere. And I think that it would be a really big missed opportunity if they did not include her in some way. Now, the 3 Legend of Zelda characters that I picked were Toon Link and 2 Zelda from Spirit Tracks and Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time 3D respectively. Ganondorf just needs to keep his move the same. I mean, I just think that was awesome. He turns into the giant boar and charges people. It's just cool. Keep it. And I think that would be awesome to see in 3D also. And then maybe so because it's on a touch screen, have it to where maybe the character can see through Ganondorf's eyes so he can charge directly at a character while steering it. You know, something cool like that would be great to see. Toon Link and 2 Zelda, I have a little bit of a different idea though. Toon Link could have a similar attack to what Link did in Brawl. But I think that also maybe he should have some kind of a reference back to Spirit Tracks. So maybe, again, he gets in a train and runs over people. And again can be guided with a 3DS tilt or something. And then Zelda from Spirit Tracks should be able to either possess people the same way that she possesses phantoms, or can summon phantoms. You know, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do great here. I mean, because she is a ghost, and her biggest attribute to that game was being an assist that could actually assist you. You know, she could actually get inside phantoms and use them to like block fire for you and stuff. So I think that using the phantoms to guard her or attack on her behalf or something would be a really neat idea. And just all kinds of possibilities, but they could also use something from Tetra, since Phantom Hourglass was a sequel. There's all kinds of different ways they could go about it, but these were just some of my ideas. Now, Risky and Shantae are 2 characters that I can't really decide what to do with them, because, I mean, in a way, Risky did some pretty cool things. I mean, she came on like a big giant boat, who I think was a boss character at some point. So it's possible to do stuff like that. Maybe throw a giant anchor. I think that'd probably be the best thing to do, is to throw a giant anchor, because she's kind of like a pirate. For Shantae, again, she has belly dancing abilities. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do with that. There's all kinds of possibilities where, you know, oh, she can belly dance and she can turn into a giant sword or something to slice you, or a hammer to knock you. You know, there's all kinds of possibilities that are neat to do with her. You know, she has the hair thing, so whipping won't be that big of a deal. I mean, just, you know, be sure to leave comments, of course, because as always, I might miss ideas. I might not be thinking clearly as far as like, oh, well, in this one particular level, the character did this one thing that would be perfect. But these are just some ideas for Risky and Shantae. So once again, I have to admit, been a while since I played Mystical Ninja. Last time I played it was on Nintendo 64. So I don't know anything about, you know, The Legend of Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo, or even the one that came out for the Game Boy. With that said, for Ebisu-Maru and Geomon, not really sure what Smash moves to give them. Ebisu-Maru, more particularly. He could maybe move really fast and just do some lightning quick combo to take out his opponents. That's what I can think of. But for Geomon, if you remember in Mystical Ninja 64, there was Impact. He should summon Impact. And you should be able to do some kind of, like the way Impact did before the boss fights, where he would go crushing through the villages. Something similar like that, to where, you know, on the bottom screen, you're able to control him to run over characters and stuff like that. I think it would be neat. And it would just be crazy, insane, just, wow, just, you know, cool stuff. This is going to be another portion where I'm going to ask you to also leave your input, because with Marth and with Chrom from Fire Emblem, know nothing about them. I've never played a Fire Emblem game. So I guess for Marth, Was Marth in Brawl? I don't remember. If he was in Brawl, then keep whatever Smash move that he had. If not, I guess just some really quick sword bashing stuff like what Link does in Brawl. And maybe the same thing for Chrom. I don't really know. Sorry. Now, there's Johnny from Johnny Kung Fu. So, do I really have to go into what the Smash move needs to be? It's Kung Fu. If we do not see some kind of like Bruce Lee with his hands movement, cool stuff like that going on, and then just like some kind of weird, crazy karate stuff going on for a Smash move, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. Because that just, I mean, it's Kung Fu. It feeds it. Even though Johnny Kung Fu is a side-scrolling kind of beat-em-up game, there's still potential to do something related to that in a really cool 3D Smash move. Boom. Now, in case you couldn't tell, I kind of got excited last week for the idea of using Eggman in Smash Brothers and Blaze the Cat. The reason why is Blaze the Cat is basically what I feel is the female equivalent of Sonic. I mean, she gets 7 soul emeralds, she turns into a super form, flies around, very similar to what Sonic does. And so I think that she really just needs to do the same thing. You know, 7 soul emeralds surround her, she goes into Super Blaze and just starts whizzing around really quick. Maybe even setting stuff on fire, simply because she has fire that comes out from behind her when she runs. But for Eggman, I mean, Eggman is, you know, a super genius that creates robots. The Smash move just writes itself. I mean, he could easily just connect into a robot that starts blasting lasers, anything. I mean, come on, use your imagination here. Think of the hundreds of robot bosses that we got throughout the years of Sonic, and any one of them could make a really great Smash move. Pac-Man, enough said. Give him a pack pellet, comes out, starts eating everybody. Enough said. I will admit that Knights and Riala will take a little bit of thinking. I mean, Riala is a servant to Wise Man, so maybe his Smash move is that Wise Man comes up behind him and starts blasting everybody. Easy enough done. But Knights doesn't really have very many abilities outside of maybe parallel looping and capturing people. So that could easily be a Smash move. I mean, it makes a giant parallel loop, sucks in all the characters, and they turn into Knightopians or something. You know, to where they're smaller and weaker and are more prone to attack. All kinds of stuff. But those are really the only two that I can think of. I will admit that this next one is kind of a problem. I said the Prince and I said the Magus for my video last week. And the problem that I have is that the Smash move that I was envisioning for the Prince was that super form that he takes at the end of the Fallen King. The problem with that, though, is that is a fusion, so to speak. A combination of the Magus and the Prince as one entity. So in order for that to work, I think the Magus would have to be more of a supporting character who kind of shows up as a trophy and then combines. Or maybe both players have to be on the screen at the same time. So then you can maybe replace the Magus with another character for that instance, but I think that would work great. And then the Magus could just easily do something magic related. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff that the Magus did in the Fallen King that really assist the Prince that was magic related, and you could easily use the touchscreen for a lot of this. And I'm sure the moment you all been waiting for, Alucard and Soma Cruz. I mean, Soma Cruz, pick something. Seriously, the guy kicked butt in Dawn of Sorrow. Are you kidding me? All the stuff that he was capable of doing. I mean, have it to where when the enemy's low or something, he draws a little thing and seals them and then kicks them off the screen. There's all kinds of possibilities. Alucard, son of Dracula. Maybe he can turn into a giant monster. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff these characters could do. They could easily have whips. They could easily throw knives. I mean, you can even have Soma turn into that giant monster thing that he turns into for the final boss fight that you do with him when you play Julius's game in Dawn of Sorrow. All kinds of stuff. But that's my video for now, guys. I know it hasn't really been informative. A lot of these moves come from Nintendo, really, more or less. These are just ideas that I've thought of for these characters. But make sure that you leave comments, whether they're text-related, video-related, or whatever, telling me characters that you would like to see in the 3DS version of Smash Brothers, as well as any Smash moves that you would like to see. Maybe the characters that I've listed do, or any character in particular do. And we'll see you guys next week when we talk about control options and maybe how they could do cross-platforming. Who knows? It'll be a surprise. But see you guys next time.